Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at chapter 29 of Peopleware, which is called the Self-Healing System, and is the first chapter in a new section called Fertile Soil. This section zooms out from the individual and the team to talk about organizations as a whole and the idea of a corporate culture. So in this chapter, we'll look at how systems that are operated by humans can be dynamic. There may be a process and procedure to handle different circumstances and situations, but when a wrench is thrown into the machine, a human being is the one that has the wisdom to pull it out. Humans have the ability to be dynamic in a way that machines don't, despite the best efforts of engineers trying to create artificial intelligence. When processes are automated by software and no longer executed by humans, the ability to self-heal or self-correct course is lost. The reason that humans can do this kind of thing but machines cannot is because humans have a deep familiarity with the underlying goals of the process in the first place. Instead, the authors suggest that automation of processes should be done, but not with the intention of eliminating human intervention totally, as the ability to self-correct would be lost as a consequence. The authors make a distinction between the idea of methodology and methodology with a capital M. What's the difference? A lowercase m methodology is a set of guidelines and principles that people should follow in the course of their duties. A capital M methodology is an attempt to centralize thinking. When every bit of direction and procedure is documented, then it's easy to swap out new team members for old ones. But it also shutters any attempt to come up with intellectual engagement on the part of the employee. This is devastating for any knowledge worker and will certainly cause dissatisfaction while also eliminating the ability for a system to have the benefit of human-powered self-healing, while also failing to capture the speed and consistency benefits of a machine-automated system. So, what happens when you try to impose this kind of capital M methodology onto a team, besides loss of motivation? The authors assert that forcing work into a fixed mold will have the consequence of paperwork being built up. They well say, voluminous documentation is part of the problem, not part of the solution. Other negative repercussions include a scarcity of creativity in coming up with new methods, and a lack of a feeling of responsibility for the outcomes of a project. If something goes wrong, it's the fault of the methodology, not the people. And if it goes right, does the person get credit, or was she just following the method? When there is too much methodology, a perverse phenomenon arises, which is that disgruntled workers can exact revenge on their employers by following procedures to the letter, thus wasting time by being overly laborious in their approaches to work. This kind of acting out is a kind of striking called work to rule, as the workers are working exactly by the rule book. The apparent benefit of having capital M methodologies is a convergence of procedure and of people doing similar things in a similar way, thus leading to more uniformity and easier assimilation of new teammates. The problem is that knowledge workers tend to value independence and doing things in the way that they see fit as a result of their own experience, and thus capital M methodology tends to foster resentment. An alternate method of getting people to work on the same page is through training, tools, and peer review. These are ways workers can have input on each other's work without it seeming like a top-down mandate. So that's all for this video. I hope you found it helpful and thought-provoking, and I'll see you all in the next one.